Snow drifts across the ruined farmhouse like ash shaken from an unseen hand. The dawn is thin, barely a suggestion of light, a pale ribbon stretching across the horizon. Anna Hoffman stands in the middle of the yard with her hands raised, fingers trembling in the cold. Her dress is torn at the sleeve, powdered with dust, and her breath comes in small, terrified bursts that hang in the air like ghosts. The American patrol surrounds her, boots crunching, rifles angled, the metal glinting with the last of the night frost. She can hear her heartbeat louder than their footsteps, louder than the distant artillery rumbling like a storm behind the clouds. Bitte, bitte nicht, she whispers. Please, please don't. Propaganda posters flash in her mind. Americans with wolfish grins, hulking silhouettes, hands dripping with imagined cruelty. Her mother's voice trembling over the kitchen table. If they catch you, Anna, pray they kill you quickly. But none of the soldiers look like monsters. They look young, too young, faces still soft beneath helmets, eyes ringed with exhaustion, not hatred. One steps forward, broad shoulders, mud-streaked uniform. His shadow stretches long across the frozen ground. Anna's knees nearly buckle. He reaches for her, fast. Her breath breaks. A short, panicked sob escapes her throat. She squeezes her eyes shut, bracing for the brutality she's been warned of all her life. Her hands tremble violently. For a split second she wonders if she should run, but her legs refuse to obey. Then, a gentler sound, fabric brushing fabric. A hand, steady and warm, touches her forearm. Not gripping, not tearing, not hurting, just checking. She opens her eyes. The soldier's brow is furrowed, not with anger but with concern. He is lifting her sleeve, searching for blood, for injury, for some hidden wound she didn't know she had. His voice is low, steady, almost careful. You're hurt, he says. Anna's world shatters, not from cruelty, but from shock, because nothing in her life prepared her for an enemy who touched her with kindness. The truck rattles like an old iron lung as it grinds along the broken village road. Anna sits on the wooden bench at the back, wrists wrapped around herself for warmth, though the cold is only part of what makes her shiver. The greater part is uncertainty, thick, metallic, crawling under her skin. Around her, other civilian women and a few elderly men sit in silence. No one dares speak above a whisper. Every bump in the road makes someone flinch. Every shift of the American soldiers riding beside them makes breath hitch and shoulders tighten. The world outside moves in a blur, blackened chimneys, roofless houses, trees split like broken bones. Germany, her Germany, passes by as a graveyard. Anna can't stop staring at the American soldier who checked her arm. He sits near the tailgate, helmet tilted back, carving lazy lines into the frost on his canteen. His expression is unreadable but not cruel, not even distant. He glances at her once, a quick flick of the eyes, a moment so brief she questions if she imagined it. She looks away immediately, heart thudding. Her mind fills with the voices she grew up with. The Americans destroy everything they touch. They take what they want. If they capture you, you will disappear. The words cling like burrs, sharp and insistent. But the soldier's touch had been warm, careful, nothing like the threats she had memorized since childhood. The truck hits a crater, hard. Everyone lurches. Anna grips the bench, knuckles white. A woman beside her begins to cry quietly, trying to hide it behind her scarf. A soldier offers her a blanket. She recoils at first, then slowly, hesitantly accepts it. Anna watches this small exchange with a tightness in her chest. The Americans speak to each other in low tones, English, fast and rolling, words she can't fully follow. But the tone is unmistakable. Not anger, not vicious triumph, just human weariness. As the truck rumbles toward the unknown, Anna feels something shift, fragile and dangerous. A suspicion that the world she was taught to fear might not be the world unfolding before her. A suspicion that frightens her more than the soldiers do. The gates of the temporary American camp rise out of the mist like the ribs of some colossal animal. Wooden posts, barbed wire, a guard tower etched against a gray sky. Anna's breath shortens as the truck slows to a grinding halt. This is it, she thinks. The place where everything ends. Soldiers jump down first, boots hitting the mud with dull, heavy thuds. They gesture for the civilians to follow. The women move hesitantly, each step small and frightened, like deer being driven toward an unseen cliff. Anna's legs feel carved from stone as she climbs down. Her shoes sink into the wet earth. The cold seeps instantly through the thin soles. An American officer approaches, tall, clean-shaven, clipboard in hand. His coat looks impossibly new, its fabric thick and unfrayed, so unlike the threadbare uniforms she's seen on retreating German soldiers. He begins speaking in clipped English. His voice is stern, but it does not bite. It does not threaten. A translator steps forward, a Czech man with kind eyes. "You will be checked for injuries," he explains gently. "Then assigned shelter. No one will harm you." The words ripple through the group like a strange, impossible wind. "No one will harm you." Anna's throat tightens. She doesn't dare believe it. A medical tent stands nearby, canvas flapping nervously in the winter breeze. When her name is called, Hoffman Anna, she almost cannot make her feet move. Inside, the air smells of disinfectant and boiled water. Bright lanterns cast warm yellow light over metal tables and crates, marked with red crosses. A medic approaches, a young man with sandy hair, sleeves rolled to his elbows. He motions toward a stool. "Sit," he says softly. Anna obeys, trembling. He examines the scrape on her arm where falling plaster cut her during the shelling. His hands are efficient but careful. He dabs the wound with antiseptic. It stings sharply. She sucks in a breath. "Sorry," he murmurs, almost apologetic. She blinks at him. "The enemy is apologizing." Then comes the moment that unravels her completely. The medic reaches into a metal tin and places something in her palm. A bar of soap. Heavy, white, faintly smelling of flowers. Her fingers curl around it instinctively as if it might vanish. She stares at the object, the first real soap she's seen in months, as though it's a relic from another world. And in a way it is, because nothing about this place matches what she was taught. And that realization terrifies her more than any weapon. Anna stands in the mess tent clutching a metal tray that feels too heavy for her thin wrists. The line moves slowly. Steam rises from large pots carried by American cooks. Real steam. Rich with smells she had almost forgotten existed. Onions, meat, warm bread. When the ladle dips in and spills thick stew onto her tray, she stares at it as if it's a hallucination. Chunks of carrot, strips of beef, actual flavor. At home, the last meal she shared with her family was a watery soup made from potato skins. A soldier places an apple on her tray, red, shiny, whole. She nearly cries. Around her, other women lift the fruit to their noses, inhaling like it's perfume. Some eat slowly, reverently. Others devour it with shaking hands, ashamed of their hunger. The abundance is overwhelming, beautiful, cruel. 2 days later, Anna is sweeping the corner of a supply tent, trying to repay kindness she doesn't fully understand, when she drops a stack of tins. They clatter loudly. Instinctively, she jerks back, bracing for shouting. Punishment, the sharp snap of orders. Instead, the American sergeant bends down to help her. "No problem," he says, handing her one of the tins. She freezes. "No problem?" She expected anger. Instead, she receives patience, respect, even a small nod of thanks. When she continues her work, it unsettles her more than cruelty ever could. In the evening, soldiers gather around a small radio near the guard station. Voices crackle through the static, American music, smooth and warm like melted honey. Laughter. Advertisements for things. Anna has never seen refrigerators, cars, something called Coca-Cola. It feels like listening to a different planet, a world untouched by ruins, untouched by hunger. Anna closes her eyes and tries to imagine a street where buildings still stand, where windows glow at night. But all she can picture is Königsberg in flames. That night, lying on a cot softer than anything she has slept on in months, Anna writes in a borrowed notebook. Why are they kind? Why do they help us? I eat more here in a day than my mother has eaten in weeks. I feel guilty with every bite. Is it wrong to accept kindness from those I was taught to hate? Her handwriting trembles. Gratitude, guilt, shame. 3 currents pulling her in different directions, threatening to tear her apart. Days pass, but the strangeness only deepens. Anna moves through the camp like someone suspended between 2 worlds, one built from fear, the other from bewildering gentleness. Letters arrive from Germany. Not for her, she has no address anymore, but for others in the civilian group. Each letter is opened slowly, as if the paper itself might crumble. The news spreads quietly, like a disease of sorrow. Our street is gone. Father hasn't returned. No bread for 3 days. The words linger in the air, heavy and collapsing. One evening, Anna sits near the edge of the camp fence, watching American soldiers toss a ball back and forth under the fading sun. Their laughter is easy, careless, untouched by the apocalyptic weight she carries. It unsettles her. How normal they seem, how untouched by famine or fear. A medic passes by and offers her a cup of something warm. Hot chocolate, he calls it. A soft drink from home. She sips. Sweetness explodes across her tongue, real sweetness. Deep and creamy, and her eyes sting instantly. Not from taste, but from what it means. That such luxury exists while her own people starve. That the enemy lives in a world where warmth and comfort are ordinary. And that she is beginning, quietly, terribly, to feel safe here. It's confusing, she writes in her notebook later. The greatest cruelty is not violence. It's this kindness that makes me question everything I believed. I was ready to hate them. I prepared myself for it. But how do you hate someone who hands you bread before taking any for himself? She stares at the page, unable to continue. Every kindness is a crack in the armor she's worn her whole life. Every warm meal loosens another thread of the identity she thought was unbreakable. And the worst part is simple. She no longer knows who she is supposed to be. The announcement comes at dusk, when the sky is the color of cooling embers. The civilians are gathered near the central yard, breath misting in the evening air. An American officer steps forward, reading from a thin sheet of paper. They will be released, escorted back toward their home regions, given food for the journey. A ripple moves through the crowd. Relief, disbelief, fear of what waits beyond the wire. Anna feels all three at once. As they prepare to leave, the medic, the one who first checked her injuries, approaches her. He hands her a small parcel wrapped in brown paper. Inside is a bar of soap, a biscuit, and a single pencil. For the road, he says softly. Anna opens her mouth to speak, but no words come. Everything she wants to say, thank you, I was wrong. You are not who they told me. Feels too fragile to survive the cold air. Instead, she bows her head. As she walks toward freedom, the camp fading behind her, she realizes something that settles deep, heavy, permanent. Kindness doesn't erase the ruins she came from, but it has rebuilt something inside her she thought was lost forever. Her final diary line, written the moment she steps beyond the gate. Humanity is not a nation. It is a choice.